Is it safe to just turn off an external USB drive without safely removing first? So I think everybody probably already knows the answer to this one, but I want to walk through a couple of the scenarios that happen. And in all honesty, the practical reality that sometimes even I don't follow the rules. Is it safe to just turn off an external USB drive without safely removing first? Device cannot be stopped can be a frustrating error if there's no obvious cause. Turning off device power or unplugging anyway isn't really safe. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is AskLeo.com. Question. If I have an external hard drive connected and running, but not being used or accessed through my overt actions, and I get the message, the device cannot be stopped right now, try stopping the device again later, would it be safe to turn off the external drive, assuming it has an on-off switch, and then unplug it from the computer? Or would switching it off be just as risky? Turning off the device is essentially the same thing as unplugging it. So the short answer is no, it's not a safe alternative. Sometimes a USB device appears to be in use for no apparent reason and cannot be stopped. I'll walk through some of the approaches you can take to removing the device while minimizing the risk of data loss. Spoiler, pulling the plug or turning off the power aren't on the list. Common culprits. There are a few things I check when I encounter this error, which is often. Running programs. Sometimes the error message is spot on. I'll be running a program of some sort that happens to be in the process of accessing the external drive. Perhaps the most embarrassing is discovering that the backup program I've explicitly instructed to access the drive to create a backup is accessing the drive. Check for any programs you are running that might, in fact, be accessing that external drive. File Explorer or Command Prompt. Next, I check for any copies of Windows File Explorer or Windows Command Prompt that are open and displaying the contents of the drive or have that drive set as the current drive. This is by far the most common cause on my machine. I was doing something that involved examining or otherwise operating on the drive, and I failed to actually stop using it. Simply closing whichever I find or having it display something else that isn't the removable drive instantly resolves this issue. Use Process Explorer. Next, I'll run Process Explorer as outlined in Why Do I Get Device Cannot Be Stopped Right Now Trying to Safely Remove My USB Drive? And use it to see what application might have a file or handle open to something on the removable drive. Once I identify the application, I take action appropriate to that program, doing whatever it makes sense in that application to stop it from using the external drive. If it's a system process, I might opt for the next option. Patience. If I can, I'll wait a while. Seriously, sometimes the process using the external drive will just disappear on its own. Common processes that fall into this category include the Content Indexing Service, as well as Windows Defender or other anti-malware tools that scan the drive. If you've ruled out everything else and can wait a few minutes, do so and try again. It works surprisingly often. Shut her down. Finally, I'll shut down the machine. This is the ultimate solution. Once the machine has shut down, by definition, it's safe to remove anything you want. But sometimes, I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't follow my own advice. And because it's so common for others to do the same, I want to explain the risks and what I do to minimize them. If none of the steps, short of rebooting, have worked, I'll wait a while, paying careful attention to the disk activity. If the device has truly been idle for a while, I'll disconnect it anyway. I need to be clear. If you follow my example, you may lose all the data on the device. Heck, in theory, you may lose the USB device itself, though I've never heard of that happening. It's a risk I run because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait for a reboot. And it usually works. But I'm also very well backed up. I would never take that inappropriate shortcut if the USB device held the only copy of something. So, weighing all the risks, I sometimes break the rules. I include it here because there are times you are honestly in a hurry or a reboot just isn't in the cards for some reason. I don't recommend you do the same, though I realize that sometimes you will. For links related to this article or to leave a comment, visit askleo.com/3938. I'm Leo Notenboom. This is AskLeo.com. Thanks for watching.